Hello students, I am Dr. Gayatri, Assistant Professor at Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education Indore from the Department of Pharmacology. Today we are going to learn about the other two classes of drugs that come under RAS inhibitors. They are angiotensin receptor blockers and direct renin inhibitors. Angiotensin receptor blockers, these are called ARBs. Examples include olmesartan, telmisartan, valsartan, etc. So the mechanism of action of this class of drugs we have already seen while discussing about the RAS system. So today let us look at the other aspects of the pharmacology of these drugs by taking losartan as an example. So angiotensin receptor blockers, these are more specifically acting at angiotensin 1 receptors. So these are also called AT1 receptor blockers. So these coming to losartan, it is a competitive antagonist and inverse agonist. It is 10,000 times more selective to AT1 than what it is to AT2. So in recent times, the drugs which are more specific towards angiotensin receptor 2 receptors and AT1 plus AT2 receptors have been invented, but then they are not clinically used. So while coming to losartan, it only blocks AT receptors and thromboxane A2 receptors. So because of this, they block all the actions of angiotensin 2, and because of this, they produce antiplatelet aggregation action. So the fall in BP which occurs due to these drugs lasts for 24 hours, because of which they can be taken only by single dose. Coming to the adverse effects include hypotension, hypokalemia and phytopathic adverse effects. And because of these phytopathic adverse effects, they are contraindicated in pregnant women. So when we were learning about ACE inhibitors, we have seen that the most common adverse effect of ACE inhibitors is a persistent dry cough. And when a patient experiences this adverse effect, that patient has to discontinue usage of ACE inhibitors. So in such patients, when they start taking ARBs, it is noticed that there is no recurrence of cough. So the patients who have discontinued ACE inhibitor use due to dry cough do not show recurrence on ARB use. Coming to the next class of drugs, they are direct renin inhibitors. The example of this class of drugs is aliskiren, and this is a very new class of drugs, and mechanism of action involved, they selectively bind to the catalytic site of renin, because of which this site becomes unavailable for angiotensinogen, and because of which angiotensin 1 is not produced. So while learning about the RAS system, we have seen that renin converts angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. So because of this action, this site becomes unavailable to angiotensinogen. Therefore, angiotensin 1 is not produced. Eventually, through feedback mechanism, plasma renin levels are increased. But then plasma renin activity remains reduced. Plasma renin activity is nothing but PRA. So PRA remains reduced. Therefore, angiotensin 1 and angiotensin 2 levels fall. Other actions shown by this class of drugs are reduction in plasma aldosterone levels, mild natriuresis and potassium retention. Coming to the advantages of this class of drugs, they reduce left ventricular hypertrophy. Because of this reason, they are safe to be used in CHF patients, and they also have a renoprotective effect. Coming to the efficacy of this class of drugs is equivalent to ACE inhibitors and ARBs. Adverse effects of these include dyspepsia, abdominal pain, loose motions, headache, dizziness, etc. And in less often cases, they also show cough and angioedema. These class of drugs are also contraindicated in pregnant women. So we have seen that ACE inhibitors, ARBs and direct renin inhibitors all three classes of drugs that come under RAS inhibitors are contraindicated in pregnant women. In our next class, we will see the next category of drugs that are used in treatment of hypertension, that is calcium channel blockers. Hope you all understood. Thank you.